Meet Balram, a porter at a busy railway station. His life seemed simple: a red shirt, a metal badge, and a day spent carrying heavy luggage on his shoulders. But what most people didn't see was the other, much heavier weight he carried: the dreams of children. Balram had only studied until the 5th grade, but he held a deep conviction that education was the only real escape from the grip of poverty. He saw it all around him every single day. So he started a quiet mission. Whenever a passenger gave him an extra tip, he wouldn't spend it on himself. Instead, he would head to a small bookshop and buy notebooks, pencils, and storybooks. He'd then find the children who roamed the station, the ones selling snacks, collecting discarded bottles, or simply wandering with nowhere to go, and he'd give them these small treasures. He saw a flicker of hope in their eyes each time he did. One evening, a young boy named Vishal, whose face was a familiar sight at the station, approached Balram cautiously. Vishal clutched a tattered comic book Balram had given him a week earlier. He looked up at the tired porter and asked a question that would change everything. "Uncle, can you teach me to read this?" Balram looked into his earnest eyes and knew he couldn't possibly refuse. His heart wouldn't let him. That night, a new routine began. At precisely 9 p.m., after his last train had departed and his body ached from the day's labor, Balram would find a quiet spot on the platform, with Vishal and a few other curious children gathered around him. He would begin the lesson. The bustling railway station transformed into their classroom. The hard, cold benches became their desks. The dim yellow streetlights overhead became their study lamps. Slowly but surely, his little class started to grow. More children, drawn by the sound of learning and laughter, joined the circle each night. Travelers waiting for their late-night trains would often stop and watch, their curiosity piqued. They saw this incredible scene: a porter in his worn-out uniform patiently teaching the alphabet to a group of eager young minds. The sight was so moving that people started to help. Some passengers would leave behind their half-used notebooks and pens. Others would buy packets of biscuits or fruits for the children. The platform wasn't just a place of arrivals and departures anymore. It had become a hub of community and kindness. One evening, a journalist, delayed by a late train, noticed the unusual gathering. She saw the focus on the children's faces and the dedication in Balram's expression. She sat down, listened, and was deeply touched. She asked Balram for his story and wrote a powerful article about the humble porter and his platform school. The story was published the following week, and it spread like wildfire. Suddenly, Balram's little school was famous. Social workers and NGOs visited the station, offering support and resources. Volunteers, inspired by his selflessness, came forward to help teach. Before long, what started as a small, informal class under a streetlight was transformed into an official learning center. Established right there at the station, complete with proper supplies and a safe space for the children. Years passed, the school thrived, and many children found a path to a better life through its doors. Then, one day, a well-dressed young man walked onto the platform, looking for Balaram. It was Vishal, the first boy who had asked to be taught. He was now an adult, wearing a crisp, formal shirt and a confident smile. He walked up to Balram, who was still helping passengers with their luggage, though a little older and slower now. Balram, uncle, Vishal said, his voice thick with emotion. He held out an envelope. I got my first salary today. I came to give you your share. Balram took the envelope, his hands trembling. He looked at Vishal, the boy whose future he had helped shape, and tears streamed down his weathered face. In that moment, he knew his life's work had been more meaningful than he could have ever imagined. His shoulders had carried more than just luggage. They had carried futures. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring content.